think I got a delay. It's my OBS cellular. Make sure everything is everything. Alright, bet. Alright, I am live. Oh man! Double tap the screen, shut it live out. What we doing today, chat? Let me open my blinds, chat. Let me open my damn blinds over here. Hold on. Open my damn blinds. Get some light in here, chat. Oh man! Double tap the screen, shut it live out. What we doing today, chat? What we doing today, chat? We got Trump ready to shut down D.C. The curfew may not be enough, and we got the Putin meeting soon. We got the live press conference. I know I'm running a little late, but it's cool. We finna kick it. I just need y'all to double tap the screen, shut a live out, call your auntie, uncle, and your cousin, tell them plug live, and he running his mouth. I don't care if you far left, far right, liberal, conservative, Marxist, fascist. I don't care if you independent. I don't care if you straight up and down the middle. And I don't care if you don't like me. Get your ass in here. Let's have this conversation, man. Share this video out far and wide. I know I'm looking good and I'm smelling like Chanel Blue. Double tap the screen, shut a live out. Where that baby go there? Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. We finna get straight into it. I ain't gonna waste no more of y'all good people time on the intro. Let's get into it, man. Let's see what's going on. We're gonna get on into it right here.
Federal.
Is that headset up there beside him?
That will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening. They've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly.
He's putting the National Guard in D.C. We just got that announcement, say he going to let them do their job properly. Man, D.C., prepare. D.C., homeless. Get your people, if they out on the streets, get your people. Because I'm assuming that they will be locking up the homeless. If they're in an illegal spot, illegal encampment, I'm assuming they finna lock their ass up.
And you people are victims of it, too. You know, you're reporters, and I understand a lot of you tend to be on the liberal side, but you don't want to get mugged and raped and shot and killed. And And you all know people and friends of yours that happened. And so you can be anything you want, but you want to have safety in the streets. You want to be able to leave your apartment or your house where you live and feel safe and go into a store to buy a newspaper or buy something. And you don't have that now. The murder rate in Washington today is higher than that of Bogota, Colombia, Mexico City, some of the places that you hear about as being the worst places on earth. Much higher. This is much higher. The number of car theft.
So do y'all think, I've seen the homicide rate is like 41 per 100,000. I think the closest capital to us was like 15 per 100,000. So I put the question in the poll, is DC one of the worst capitals? I'm not even talking about the car theft, jacking. I'm talking about just homicide rate right now. The closest nation to us, I believe it is 14 or 15 per 100,000, and DC is at 41.
Has doubled over the past 5 years, and the number of carjackings has more than tripled. Murders in 2023 reached the highest rate probably ever. They say 25 years, but they don't know what that means because it just goes back 25 years. Can't be worse. Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to...
What kind of gangs are in D.C.? I haven't really heard about the D.C. gangs. So what kind of gangs are in D.C., Chad? If anybody's in the D.C. area, what kind of gangs are over there?
Let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it. Just like we did on our southern border. Nobody comes through our southern border anymore. 3 months in a row, we had zero. I don't know if that's right, but the people that do the work...
Said nobody comes to the southern border anymore, so nobody finna be going to D.C. like that unless you got some official business. Yeah, it's probably not going to be in D.C. no more after this.
It's a very liberal group of people, actually, and they actually said zero for the last 3 months. Nobody thought a thing like that was possible. And, when you take a look at numbers, I just saw some charts. These are different cities throughout the world.
Okay, there's Hegseth and Bondi next to him. I don't know who's on the other side of Hegseth or who's on the other side of Bondi.
Red is, okay, the red is a place called Washington, D.C. Look at these. Baghdad we doubled up on Baghdad. Panama City, Brasilia, San Jose, Costa Rica, Bogota, Colombia, heavy drugs. Mexico City, I
Brock, hold my nuts. How about that, Brock?
mentioned Lima, Peru. All double and triple what they are. So do you want to live in places like that? I don't think so. And I think the people...
Last time I heard of somebody named Brock, I was like 9 or 10 years old playing Pokemon. Get the fuck out of here.
This room, if you wrote correctly, you'd see, look at the kind of numbers we have. DC, 41 per 100,000. Number one that we can find anywhere in the world. Other cities are pretty bad, but they're not as bad as that. Is that where you want to live? The reporters of the world? Juvenile offenders and crimes against persons, as they say. It's getting worse. Not getting better, it's getting worse. And we had a recent indication. There was a story about a man who was just left. He quit because he
Y'all see Trump flipping through those notes. He just put that shit down like, I ain't finna read this shit.
was asked to do phony numbers on crime. And we're going to look into that. I think Pam is going to be looking into that. But he was asked by the city, I guess, that we don't want to show the real numbers. Let me do numbers so it looks like it's going down. Not going down. And under Biden, it was a disaster. And nobody did anything about it. We're going to do things about it like you wouldn't believe. Every American has a constitutional right to be able to access and petition their government in safety, and countless federal officials and employees likewise have the right to carry out their jobs in peace without being shot. As you know, I lost a very good person a while ago, was shot waiting for his wife. He was in the car, they robbed his car, they shot him, they killed him like it was nothing to it. She was walking to the car, it's a horror show. This issue directly impacts the functioning of the federal government and is a threat to America, really. It's a threat to our country. We have other cities also that are bad, very bad. You look at Chicago.
I've been seeing people like I was scrolling through Twitter X and just some of the social media platforms. A lot of people are calling for Trump to go on and federalize their city. Like I see people from Baltimore saying, "Hey, come out here, do this to Baltimore." People from Philly saying, "Hey, come do this to Philly." And it's, I mean, is it that bad over there? I've never been to Baltimore. I've never been to Philly. Don't plan on going to Baltimore. Might go to Philly to holler at Puzzles. That's about it. But y'all let me know. I don't know about Baltimore and Philly, but I've seen a lot of the people living there are asking for Trump to go on and federalize, send the National Guard out there.
How bad it is. You look at Los Angeles, how bad it is. We have other cities that are very bad. New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland. We don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone.
He was fit to say they so fucked up. Trump almost said they so fucked up. We don't even mention them.
We're not going to lose our cities over this. And this will go further. We're starting very strongly with D.C. and we're going to clean it up real quick, very quickly, as they say. Days ago, a former member of the Doge staff was savagely beaten by a band of roving thugs after defending a young woman from an attempted carjacking. He was left dripping in blood. He thought he was dead with a broken
That was
nose,
big balls.
concussion. Can't believe that he's alive. He can't believe it. In June, a 21-year-old congressional intern was tragically killed after being hit by a stray bullet in a drive-by shooting. A former Trump administration official named Mike Gill, fantastic person, was murdered last year in cold blood in a carjacking blocks away from the White House. We all knew him. Great person. Waiting for his wife as she was walking to the car. A Democrat congressman was also carjacked at gunpoint not far from the Capitol. And in 2023, an aide to Senator Rand Paul was stabbed in the chest. And
I don't live in D.C. I do want to know about D.C. though. I haven't been to D.C. in over 25 years, so I do want to know about D.C.
Head by a demented lunatic as he walked down the street, just absolutely for no reason. Horrifically, last July 4th weekend, a 3-year-old girl was shot in the head and killed while sitting in a car near the Capitol. Becoming a situation of complete and total.
Oh, you live in Spokane Valley, Washington? So is that where like the drugs are legal? Is Washington the state that has like really lax drug laws? Let me know, C-Unit. Y'all letting people just get high over there, you know, on whatever, whenever?
Total lawlessness. And we're getting rid of the slums too. We have slums here. We're getting rid of them. I know it's not politically correct. You'll say, oh, so terrible. No, we're getting rid of the slums where they live. Caravan.
Yeah, but Texas is not the capital. So, like, you saying there's plenty of places in Texas worse than D.C.? Probably. There's probably places in Arkansas worse than D.C., but it's like, this is the capital of the nation we talking about. You know what I'm saying? When the capital of the nation is has double the homicide rate than the closest nation to its capital, it's kind of crazy. We're supposed to be the land of the free, the land of opportunity, and we're having 41 murders per 100,000 people in our capital, while the closest worldwide capital to us is like 15 per 100,000, I believe is what the number said.
Bands of mass youth rampage through city streets at all times.
Like if law and order should be anywhere, Chad, it should be in the damn capital. Let's be real here. I mean, it's like, it's probably two places that law and order should always be in America. It should be D.C. and Wall Street. In New York and D.C., if anything, that should be taken care of. It should be clean streets. It should be low crime. It should be, you know, peaches and cream. And D.C. and Wall Street, the financial capital, and the nation's capital, if anything, those should be taken care of, put together.
Of the day.
What's up, Erica? Thank you, Erica.
Travel pretty well.
Oh, my mic's too low. Sorry, y'all. I can turn the mic up for y'all. Y'all let me know. Is the mic volume better? Press 1 if the mic volume's better. When I come on my intro, I get the yelling, so I don't have my mic turned up loud. Y'all let me know. Is the mic volume better? Is the mic volume better? Press 1 if the mic volume is better. Press 1 if the mic volume is better. My voice carries a lot too. You said DC is wild, but not bad. Most killings happen in the South or in the DC hoods. Yeah, but you know how it is when you got those lines. You know, the county lines, city lines, or whatever. As long as it's happening in your territory, that data and those numbers are gonna go to your officials. So if it's happening in South DC, maybe they need to clean South DC up. If it's happening in North DC, maybe they need to clean North DC up. We know that some areas are just high crime, you know what I'm saying? Things go down, you know. It is what it is. Clean that shit up, you know what I'm saying? If you gotta, you know, put some more officers out there doing patrols or whatever, you gotta put some more neighborhood watch signs. I don't know what the hell you gotta do, but for the nation's capital and the financial capital of the world, we gotta have that shit together. If anything, first and foremost, he's saying he finna get DC together. What does scare me is when he says he's sending the National Guard and I'm finna let them do their job. So that's kind of like giving them free reign. But hey, you gotta clean up the capitals, man. You gotta clean up the financial capital. You gotta clean up the nation's capital. Got to, man. Got to.
Entire neighborhoods are now under
Especially, like I said, it's just funny to me that, like, right after they go expose Jasmine Crockett, you know what I'm saying, in her district, how bad it looks over there in South Dallas, it's like now we got Trump sending the National Guard to clean up D.C. the very same day, the very next day. It's kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? Right after she get, you know, her district get exposed, it's like now it's time to clean up the Capitol.
curfews. Just this past weekend, gunfire went through, and you saw that the Navy Yard. I saw it this morning. They saw that they fought back against law. See, they fight back until you knock the hell out of them, because it's the only language they understand. But they fought back against law enforcement last night.
You said explain. What I'm saying is, Benny Johnson did a investigative journalism, and he went to Jasmine Crockett's district. And it was South Dallas. I told y'all, when I go to South Dallas, I go get my Rudy's chicken and I leave. You know what I'm saying? I really don't got nothing else to do in South Dallas. Sometimes I used to go to Big T when I was growing up, but now I just get my Rudy's and I keep it pushing. So with her district, with her being in the national spotlight and her district just going viral for, you know, the one she just got rezoned out of, it's going viral right now. The very same day that documentary mini doc came out, Trump is having a press conference to send a guard to D.C. to clean it up. That's when all of this data is really coming out about D.C. and how bad it is on a worldwide scale compared to the other capitals around the world. Is Jasmine Crockett, South Dallas got exposed. Now we're cleaning up D.C. in response. It's just hand to hand. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't be the pot calling the kettle black. You know what I'm saying? They trying to clean up D.C. right now, which I have no problem with. Go and clean up D.C., clean up South Dallas, clean up Arkansas, clean up America.
And they're not going to be fighting back long, because I've instructed them and told them whatever happens, you know, they love to spit in the face of the police. As the police are standing up there in uniform, they're standing and they're screaming at them an inch away from their face. And then they start spitting in their face. And I said, you tell me.
It does sound like the government's going to war with civilians. It sounds like it's getting ready to ramp up. With the lady we listened to yesterday talking about the social credit scores coming, especially with Doge being in the Social Security Administration and all of that. Then we see militarizing of cities. We got Los Angeles. He mentioned a few other cities. We see DC. They was calling for Chicago. Still mention Oakland, Baltimore. You know, like it is looking like it's gonna be that. You know, it's sad to say that it is gonna be that. sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. I mean, with 41 murders per 100,000 people, that might not seem like a lot compared to, you know, like a Little Rock or a Chicago, or that might not seem like a lot. But for it to be your nation's capital, we can't have that, man. We gotta have it. Like, I talk to people from other countries or that have lived in other countries, and they say, like, how can I put it? The streets are just clean. Nobody litters on the streets. The streets are clean. If you drop your wallet, it'll be returned to you. They look down upon stealing and things of those sorts. You know, like, that's a national thing. That's part of their nationalism, is that they don't litter. Part of their nationalism is that they don't steal, you know, things of those sorts. So it's like, I'm not perfect, America's not perfect, but those are things that we're gonna have to clean up in the capital for sure, and in the financial capital for sure, and so it can spread throughout the country.
You spit and we hit, and they can hit real hard. It's a disgusting thing. I've watched that for years, for 3-4 years. I've watched them. Police are standing, and they're told, don't do anything under any such, so and you can see they want to get at it. And they're standing there, and people are spitting in their face, and they're not allowed to do anything. But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell they want. This dire public safety crisis stems directly from
and when I say clean up America, like, I'm talking about all of it. I see y'all talking about the projects and shit. Yes, I'm talking about the projects. I'm talking about the trailer parks. I'm talking about the even the high income areas where a lot of that bullshit be going on. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that Epstein shit. We need to clean up all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, get the Fetty Wap off the streets. They talking about getting all this fentanyl and all this shit out of there. Get that shit the hell out the country, man. I'm like, straight up, man. Clean up all of this shit. We can focus on DC and the murder, but we need to go clean up this Epstein shit, the shit going on in the high rises and in the sky rises and in the mansions and on the islands. Clean that shit the hell up too, and go to the trailer parks, all the meth labs and shit. Clean that shit the hell up too, straight up.
Failures of the city's local leadership, the radical left city council adopted no cash bail. By the way, every place in the country where you have no cash bail is a disaster. That's what started the problem in New York, and they don't change it. They don't want to change it. That's what started it in Chicago. I mean, bad politicians started it, bad leadership started it, but that was the one thing that's central: no cash bail. Somebody.
DC, you say you from DC. If you got some time, call in. If you got some time, call in. I'm going to put the number up there for you. Just let me know if you want to call in, and I'll drop the number for you. I'm trying to talk to somebody from D.C. If you want to call in, the phone line will be open just for you. Just let me know if you want to talk, and I'll drop the number for you.
They murders somebody, and they're out on no cash bail before the day is out. We're going to end that in Chicago. We're going to change the statute. I spoke with Pam and Todd and everybody. We're going to change the statute, and I'm going to have to get the Republicans to vote because the Democrats are weak on crime.
They said no cash bail. What the hell? I'm reading the subtitles. I didn't hear him say that, but something about no cash bail. No cash bail for what? What the hell is going on? Hold on. No cash bail for what?
Told them whatever happens, you know, they love to spit in the face of the police as the police are standing up there in uniform. They're standing and they're screaming at them an inch away from their face, and then they start spitting in their face. And I said,
oh, he talking about for the people that spit on the police and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, no cash bail for spitting on a cop is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. Now, assaulting an officer, we already know. You put your hands on the police, your ass not getting out. Now, spitting on an officer is damn near the same. So, yeah, that's an assault, too. So, your ass not getting out. I don't remember no cash bail. Most people be high as hell when you do something to the police. I'm not going to lie. Now, when he's saying no cash bail, that is a lot different than a high-ass cash bail. But if you spit on an officer, kick an officer, hit an officer, like, for the most part, if they push that issue, your boy going to be high as hell.
You tell them, you spit and we hit. they can hit real hard.
In Arkansas.
It's a disgusting thing. I've watched that for years, for 3-4 years. I've watched them. The police are standing, and they're told, don't do anything under any search. So there's, and you can see they want to get at it.
I dropped the phone number in the comments. I'm not going to pin it, but if you scroll up, you will see the phone number, if you want to call in. I got the call line open just for you, because the troll's going to get the tripping in here.
And they're standing there, and people are spitting in their face, and they're not allowed to do anything. But now they are allowed to do whatever the hell they want. This dire public safety crisis stems directly from the abject failures of the city's local leadership. The radical left city council adopted no cash bail. By the way, every place in the country where you have no cash bail is a disaster. That's what started the problem in New York, and they don't.
Oh, Trump fighting for cash bail. Okay. I was finna say, what the hell is going on with the no cash bail? So Trump over here fighting for cash bail. I thought he was talking about taking it. So chat, how do you feel about cash bail? Press 1 if you should have cash bail. Press 2 if there should be no cash bail. Press 1 if there should be cash bail. Press 2 if there should not be cash bail.
Don't change it. They don't want to change it. That's what started it in Chicago. I mean, bad politicians started it. Bad leadership started it. But that was the one thing that's central, no cash bail. Somebody murders somebody and they're out on no cash bail.
Oh shit. Double tap the screen, shut the live out, man. We 20 subs away from the next sub goal. Y'all see I got the sub counter right there, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. It's the little white box at the top of the screen. I know you're watching on your phones. Double tapping the screen is how you support the channel for free as well, man. Let's get 20 subs right quick.
Before the day is out. We're going to end that in Chicago. We're going to change the statute. I spoke with Pam and Todd and everybody. We're going to change the statute, and I'm going to have to get the Republicans to vote because the Democrats are weak on crime. Totally weak on crime. They don't know why. They want to stop because they get mugged too. But we're going to change no
they
cash
get mugged
bail.
too.
We're going to change the statute and get rid of some of the other things. And we'll count on the Republicans in Congress and Senate to vote. We have the majority, so we'll vote. We don't have a big majority, but we've gotten everything, including the great, big, beautiful bill. Got that done, and that's one of the greatest things that's ever happened to people in this country. They're starting to figure it out, how good it is. Biggest tax cut.
No cash bail means they can't hold you over 72 hours without a charge. They not holding me for over 72 hours without a charge. No way. Who you think they finna? You think I'm finna let them hold plug for 72 hours? What do they got, like 15 minutes to detain me? After that 15 minutes, I should be free to go. What the hell is we talking about 72 hours without a charge?
From?
What's going on, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, what's up, man? It's EH calling from Southwest DC.
Man, what's up, man? Tell us about DC, man. Is it bad as Trump making it seem?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, these youngins out here, man, they just like turning up a little too much for us, you know, other older folks a little bit, you know, just a little reckless with stuff like that. Now, don't get me wrong, Trump, you know, not with Trump at all. That ain't my guy at all. But some things, you know, he make it happen. When it comes down to this curfew thing we had about to just kick in because like over 100 kids just stormed just a one area, and then they're just like, man, crush stuff, bro. Like, make it all hot, you know, blow up the spot for you and your family, just having a good time type stuff. So, you know, they even got like just a lot of stuff cracking. I live over here by MLK, and we all know MLK anywhere is just some of the worst neighborhoods, stuff like that. They got ages popping out.
What's crazy is when y'all say that, it don't really, like, my hometown MLK is the nice damn part. You know what I'm saying? That's sort of, you know, just being real. Like, where I grew up, the MLK is the nice part. That's crazy. But I do see that traveling other places.
Nah, that's dope, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, because most likely it's always on the south side. Like, anywhere, you know, on the south side, if it got the MLK or stuff like that. And that's just where I come from. But it's dope to hear that. I'm just saying, you know, like, they got just real big like FBI people and like like people that not regular police at all. They coming out with their guns drawn. I got an area that I used to grow up, Danewood. It's over there in Northeast, and man, agents just popping up and they popping out with their guns, bruh. They ain't asking no questions. This is like
Stop and frisk almost. I'm asking, caller, is it similar to like a stop and frisk like they was doing?
I mean, it's like all hands on deck type stuff. Like, you feel me? Like, once we pull up, there ain't no questions. You better come over here, or like we on your line type stuff. You feel me? Like, they trying to provoke. They trying to who's the risk. Who the bad guys out here? And you could be just chilling, man, having a good time with your family. They pull up on.
Man, so tell us about DC, like just the area, because a lot of my viewers are from the West Coast or from the South, so they might not have been to DC. Like I said, I haven't been to DC in over 20 years. With it being the DMV, is it a lot? I know it's like what, 3 states within like an hour, 2 hour little drive, right?
Yeah, so the DMV, I mean, I'm from DC. Like, a real DC person ain't gonna really say that. No disrespect to anybody, but like a real DC person ain't gonna say all that. But
so what I'm asking is about like far as the crime though. Like a lot of crime, does it be like people coming in and leaving out, or is it mainly it's just like nah, bro, it's DC that's messed up?
It's not just DC. It's like you got a lot of DC dudes that moved to Maryland. And, stuff like that, they got some money in their pocket. They done, moved out the Waldorf or Lord, like you said, it's about 30 minutes. Everything is about good 20, 30 minutes away from each other, depending on where your location is. You can literally be in Maryland, like, easily, ducked off on the kids, all types of stuff, bruh. But, it's like, so with that being said, Maryland, it's a lot of Maryland people that's literally like 10, 15 minutes that ride just like DC. Go out in Virginia, I don't give them that much credit, but at the same time, don't sleep on Virginia for real, like northern part, and I ain't talking about Richmond or nothing. I'm talking about Alexandria, Arlington, and stuff like that. Richmond like 2 hours away from us.
Okay,
and
yeah.
Baltimore like 45 minutes away from us.
Yeah, my aunt taught for years in Richmond. So I had been to, Virginia, Richmond, that area a lot. But like I said, I hadn't been to DC, So tell us about the homeless. Is it really bad with the homeless, or is it,
Sick, man. I've been out there myself for a couple of times. You mess up a little bit, but if I was going through that and, actually saying, man, like, they don't really care. They don't, we got a lot of, like, people that, let me tell you, they don't want to go to the show. People just feel secure and just want to live off the land, just want to be free. They got mental problems, all types of stuff. So when it comes down to you can't go to a building that's going to, treat your needs, they just going to go to the street, bro. They got tents. Man, they got some badass tents out here. And sorry if I'm cussing, I don't know if you allow that, but they got some expensive tents, and you be like, dang, you ain't living that bad. It's just some people are just mentally challenged.
They saying you can rent an apartment for $2,500 a month. What's the housing like out there in DC? What's the like some? If I wanted a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment in DC, what am I looking to pay depending on what side of town I go to?
If you're in the hood, we can probably go with a good. You ain't paying no more than 2 stacks for sure, and you gotta pay, probably utilities or whatever, something like that. Most likely you gonna pay electricity. We just got ranked the number 7 most expensive place to live in the world.
Yeah, I was finna say 2 stacks in Texas. You probably walking out. You in a 2-story, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, double garage, depending on where you at.
And that's the life right there.
You could really get that for like $1,900, depending on where you at. 1,800, $1,900.
Nah, then you ain't gonna. You wanna most likely if you pay for a place like that, you want it to be a family space. So it depends on your mental. If you know, a street dude and you cool with being in the hood, of course you're gonna drop that. But if you dropping something like trying to make it happen like that, it's gonna run you, bro. Like townhouses, we got regular townhouses over just.
Now, if you go to
200,
Dallas, you might be paying about 2 stacks for, a nice apartment. You know what I'm saying? You'll be paying about 2 stacks for a nice apartment in Dallas, but you can go to places in Texas and get the whole shebang. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about shit, 2,400. You might have a pool in the backyard.
Come on now, hey, bro. I need to move. At least invest in something. But I love my city, but. It's really that bad, man. They don't make it. And don't get me wrong, our minimum wage right now is about $17.50.
Okay. See, Texas got federal minimum wage, $7.25. Arkansas is like $11.50 or $11.25. I think I'm from Arkansas. I live in Texas.
Okay, bro. Hey, man. That's the life, man. I see why everybody go down south. I swear.
Yeah, you can buy lots in my hometown. They selling lots left and right, 2,500, 3 stacks. Get you a lot, borrow against a lot, build you something, put you a little, A lot of people are putting those tiny homes up on those lots. They getting a lot, putting a tiny home on it, about 30, 45 grand. They got a crib.
Good to go. That's what I was saying. I ain't gotta worry about all this extra stuff. Here you got to worry about what bill you trying to pay. Is you paying electric? Or you paying just like gas or
you pay. It depends. It depends on where you move. Some places are all included. Like back before the pandemic, I put together a tiny home with a friend of mine. I think all in he was like 22 grand, and he's done. Like he don't gotta pay no more. He just paying his lights, water. He's done.
Yeah, come on, man. That's an investment. Fuck anybody would take.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like I said, my city ain't, it's crazy like everybody else city. This is, DC is just the first stop trying to, issue out and stuff like that. So, DC still got a lot of love. It's still, go-go city, still chocolate city to a point. But, we get justified like everybody else. It's just, Trump here, so... He just want to make an example, but...
So how do you feel like it's going to be with the National Guard being on, in front of the federal buildings and shit like that, enforcing curfew?
Hold on, ask that question again, because I was about to say, like...
Trump said the National Guard going to be deployed. Excuse me, I'm assuming today. So how do you feel like that's going to be out there with the National Guard? Most of the time they're in front of the federal buildings and then stopping the protest, making sure the protests end at the right time and, enforcing curfew.
Well, as far as the protest, that's only going on. It's not even going to go that far. I think, like, okay, let's just say, or, organized, like, actual protests. Down to the crime aspect is not going to even go that far. Most dudes and everything, don't get me wrong, like, black people don't even go downtown for real, in D.C. Like, you'll be here all your life. They ain't never been to the White House. They ain't never been to the monument. They probably breezed through the monument, maybe went down there with a family, probably. But we don't even go downtown. It's not our area. It's not nothing for us to even really feel a part of. Now, when you want to, state your fact or get your issue across, or you really believe in something, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of, good people that will come out there and protest. But by the time all that, nobody ain't trying to get nobody ain't burning down nothing. And don't get me wrong. If you come back to the hood, then somebody messing up, doing something. We just had somebody, man, off of over here in one of our areas of Bennett Road, northeast, and man, the 24-hour store just open. About 20, 30 kids done broke into the drink, crushed the whole drink, just left it disgusted. So when you see stuff like that, man, I'm both ways, but I never see it. I want to see a black man,
Right. So it's hard to put. It's hard. What's up with the court? How you doing, court? What's up, Journey? You saying it's hard to put industry there when you got kids, you know, ransacking the business. That'll make insurance go up. That'll, you know, just be a hard pill to swallow. You got all your inventory messed, it's probably stolen, and all your equipment just messed up.
As a businessman, there's somebody that's actually trying to do something for it. Like, this was supposed to be a 24-hour. We don't even have 24-hour stores like that. It was even going to help you out. And it's like, it's something just to mess up the whole neighborhood or try to make a name or following a trend. That's what gets me with these kids. Like, everybody's trying to follow the trend. When we was growing up, I'm 36. I turned 37 later on this year.
Okay.
We weren't never, we had our fun, but we ain't never do nothing like this. We never was on some wild ish like that. So, like, I tilt my head to their, you know, realness and their smartness, but I don't condone when it comes to not being organized with what you're trying to get across.
Correct.
And that's all we got to do.
So why do you think they targeted the 24-hour business? Just because it was a business? Just because it was there?
Man, it could have been somebody said something to one of the little youngins, and the youngin knows somebody, and they, again, all you got to do is put a little drop on the phone these days. Hey, let's meet up here. Say some people that's on some messed up, like, that's what I say, there's a lot of kids that ain't got their parents, you know, really at home. Like, they ain't growing up with the consequences of how we thought, like, you know, God gonna strike you down, or God gonna do, like, being fearful or something like that. They too open-minded to even get that to their spirit, bro. I ain't gonna swear. They don't care about a lot of stuff. When you heard somebody say, man, I don't give a F, like, these, they don't care. They'll cuss you, your grandma out there, do any, and then you really be feeling like, man, I will go to jail over this kid.
Real talk.
And you gotta be a role model type stuff, and then it's like it's something just to be like, man, somebody gotta deal with it.
Okay, what's up, Mama Money? I appreciate you for stopping by. What's up, Woosa? But nah, I get it, man. I appreciate you for calling in, man, giving us some insight. I do hope it gets better over there for you. It sounds like you got a good head on your shoulders, man, and you might be somebody the youth could look up to, man. I just keep fighting a good fight for your community, man, and hopefully all of this will come together one day.
Hey, on everything, my brother. Hey, it was appreciate having me on your platform, man. I'm gonna keep listening, and I subscribe too, man.
Hey, man,
keep doing
I appreciate
your thing
you.
And be positive, letting us know, man, it could be done.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. You as well. You enjoy the rest of your day, caller.
All right, you too, brother. Later.
Yeah, man, that was a good caller. He boots on the ground in D.C. He gave us a lot of good information saying that it's the kids. He's saying that the kids is doing, you know what I'm saying, going crazy. So the curfew for the kids might be needed. You said are the ladies nice in Texas? Southern hospitality, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's oh, that's a CBD benzo. I smoke CBD. What I was saying is allegedly. What I was saying though is hold on. I'm looking for the damn comment. Oh, are the ladies nice in Texas? I would say, yeah, in the South, you know what I'm saying? I really been in the South my whole life, so like I'm just used to Southern hospitality. I'm used to people saying thank you. You hold the door open for them. Hey, how you doing? Asking people, even if you don't know the person. You know what I'm saying? You pass somebody, hey man, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Hey, how you doing? All right, look out, old school. You know what I'm saying? Just that's just how it is in the South. So I would say yeah. You know what I'm saying? Vaughn, yeah, you want to call in, Vaughn? Call in, Vaughn. Call in, Vaughn. That shit crazy, man. You said, what's the plan here to occupy DC forever? Nah, I don't think they want to occupy DC forever. I think they trying to go in there and make a statement, maybe restore law and order, make these kids stop, destroying the damn businesses there, and hopefully get the hell out the way, man. Now, hopefully this is something that's short-lived, this, maybe a show of force or whatever, and just get it out the way, man. Like, look, man, y'all chill out, you know what I'm saying? Kids waiting on Grand Theft Auto 6 to come out, man. They done pushed the game back 10 times, and now the kids going out here living this shit in real life. It's crazy. It's crazy. You got dudes driving BMWs across the country, jumping out on. Oh, my bad. Let me call you back. I think this one. Dudes jumping out, and you know what I'm saying? What's going on, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, it's Devon, bro. How you doing, man?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. How you feeling about today's topic, man, over there in D.C., or did you want to respond to something in the chat?
I kind of agree with dude was saying they called you before, man. And how you was talking about certain things I did agree with, and it made sense. But I feel as though, man, even for the city and itself, we just been through a lot, man. You feel what I'm saying? Especially with crime and drugs and all that over the past years. So this generation is really feeling the after effects of it. You feel what I'm saying, man? A lot of kids grow up, no parents in the house, or they raised by their grandmother, or no, they ain't raised by nobody. You feel what I'm saying?
Correct. Babies raising babies.
Yeah, man. Or no correct guidance. So most times people they flow towards, I guess, the cool people or the people that keep them strong in the streets. You feel what I'm saying? Instead of going the right way. And like, you feel what I'm saying, man? Even with gentrification, you know what I'm saying? I know that's bad all over the place, man. But I know DC, because I know DC not a state, but DC, the city, man, they got one of the best for people that live in the city, man. And I guess like he was saying earlier, some people take advantage of the benefits, and a lot of people don't. You feel what I'm saying, man?
Okay.
A lot of benefits here, career-wise, living-wise, saying, even government jobs, but it's just based off what you want to do with your life.
Okay.
Even when y'all was talking about homelessness, homelessness is a big problem, man. But it even boils back down to your mental, and just the environment itself. Because being in the shelter, it can be rough. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they might not want to be there because of what goes on in it, and they'd rather sleep somewhere else. But being on the streets is 10 times worse. You know what I'm saying? Because anything can happen out there, man. So I say the best advice is to stay by yourself and pick yourself up. I'm saying, man, and learn as much as you can, but pick yourself up. Because you learn either people got your back or people don't got your back. But you got to take care of yourself at the end of the day. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay. No, most definitely, man. You do gotta pick yourself up, man. Long as you're alive and free, you got a chance, man. Long as you're alive and free, you got a chance. That's what I think. A lot of people, maybe when they're feeling like their back's against the wall, there's something that they could adopt. Man, I got a chance. I'm alive. I'm free. I got a chance.
Yeah, because I meet people from different, people come from different states up here, man. They always say like, man, yeah, the minimum wage so high, and y'all got all these benefits. And I done my own research, even like you were saying in Texas, the minimum wage down there for the state is what, $7? You said, bro?
$7.25.
Okay, bro, $7.25, and the minimum wage up here is $17.50, $17.25, something between that. You get what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. So you can imagine. I think in Maryland, the minimum wage is like 13, something like that. And it's like 10 or 11. It's fucked up out here, bro. It's fucked up. People living paycheck to paycheck. You know, and that's not being addressed. You getting paid less and paying more. A lot more shit that's expensive.
Nah, most definitely, man. I appreciate you for calling in, caller. You got any questions for me before I open the call line back up?
No, not really, man. You got any questions for me?
Yeah, where you located at?
North Beach.
No, I'm saying you in DC?
DC, man. Born and raised.
Okay. Well, yeah, so my question for you would be, what do you think the reaction is going to be when the National Guard, when Trump deploys the National Guard? We expecting probably later on today.
I think I'm on give a deal, man. We had the guy here before, like on the 6th, when Trump did all that well shit at the Capitol. You know, they had the guy down here. It depends, man. I don't see a big reaction, unless it gets wild. You know what I'm saying? On like the National Guard part just coming in, just going straight ham. But I don't see that, man. DC a little bit different. Even with the citizens, the people from DC, and the National Guard and itself. I think everybody in DC know how DC is. You feel what I'm saying, man? So it might cool stuff down. Crime might go down for now, but I think that's a cultural problem on that aspect, man. With the crime and all that, it's been, like I said, we've been doing this since. Honest opinion, I feel as though we let drugs come into our community, but the way out. You feel what I'm saying, man? Because
so I got another question. How do you feel like y'all should address the problem with the youth? I've been seeing like just through Twitter X, they're calling for y'all's leadership out there to start charging these 15, 16, and 17-year-olds as adults, you know, for breaking in these buildings or whatever they're out there doing, just running around, and they call them mobs. They're calling for them to be charged as an adult. I don't think they should be charged as an adult. I don't, me personally. But I do think the problem needs to be addressed. And I'm asking you, like, how do you think they should go about that problem?
I think even just as being a part of Gen Z, because I was born in 97. But I always tell people, man, I feel as though people born a little bit after us had it a little bit worse, man, because I got a little bit of old school in me and new school, you feel what I'm saying? OG. I was raised, even though I went through what I went through, I was still raised, man. Respect for older people, and not just older people, but race, man, you feel what I'm saying? I didn't even know how could I get into an argument or kill you, man? I don't even know your name. You feel what I'm saying? So with the young people, man, they just need tough love. They need tough love. And yeah, they might not want to hear that shit like they say, but eventually, like I tell you, man, eventually, what's on your hand or you get taken away from your family might wake you up. You might get it, and if it leads to you ended up putting yourself in a situation where you dying, lows, man. But you got to use your brain at some point. You feel what I'm saying? OG, at some point you got to think for yourself. You can't make everything an excuse for why you quit and give up and just say, fuck it, I'm going to go shoot and kill and rob everybody, man. You feel what I'm saying?
Nah, most definitely. So what do you think, how do you think the leadership over there should handle, you know what I'm saying, dealing with the children though? I think you were kind of getting to like it need to start at home.
Being from DC, man, now that I look at it, they got boys and girls clubs now, but it's not a lot of boys and girls clubs when I was growing up, man. It's not a lot of activities. A lot of kids ain't playing sports. You feel what I'm saying, man? Everybody just smoking and drinking at a young age. Outside just drunk. You feel what I'm saying? You skip your whole childhood. These young girls out here pregnant by these young dudes. Then these young dudes got feel as though up and being man involved, make it lit. You feel what I'm saying? Like you said, only 14, 15, 16, man. It's weird. It's no guidance. Whatever they've been taught and what they've been their house, it's not working out, man. It's not. I blame the parents. The parents gotta do a 100% better job. That's why they losing their kids.
Okay, so this is a question that I ask a lot of my callers starting now. Hold on, let me see. Let me make sure I got it right.
Hey, I remember OG. Just a funny story. I was bad, right? But I was smart. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't bad when I was young. And I remember I had my adopted dad had put me on punishment for a whole year. Remember, parents and shit, I used to get them to like try to knock on my door so I can come outside and all that. That didn't work. You know what I'm saying, man? And I had my TV, but I ain't had my game. And I ain't had my phone, but I felt that shit for a whole year, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I done been put on punishments. It wasn't for no whole damn year, but I used to get my ass whipped and get put on punishment for sure. My parents was the king of no. Or go ask your dad, go ask your mom. No. But another thing, what I was gonna ask you is, man, if you was the mayor of DC right now, what would you do? What would be your first plans of action?
Get more. What would I do?
Yeah, to get DC where it needs to be.
With the city, what I would do, man, I would see if I get a little check, because I know people need help, man, whether white, black, or whatever. I just know the city need help. So I cut a little check for everybody, man. And whatever you do with that, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody live their own life. I ain't got to judge nobody. But people do need help, man. And even I can't even say bring in more resources, because the resources is there. I think the resources need to be looked at and managed better, man. I think it's a whole lot of stealing going on in the city, man. It's corrupt. You feel what I'm saying? That's why people, they waiting for forever to get the help or the benefits or a job or something like that, man. It's corrupt. Like her. That'll be my top. And how the housing, man. Like I say, me personally, I think every hood should be torn down. I don't think us as black people should have to live in slums and dirt, roaches and shit, and mice, all that dirty shit, man. But start there. You know what I'm saying? And education, libraries and all that. Reading is fundamental, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't fun being dumb.
Man.
So.
Nah, I appreciate that caller, man. I'm going to open these call lines back up, man. I hope you subscribe to the channel and give us a call back one day.
All right, take care, Flood.
Hey, man, you as well.
Okay, man, I'll see you around.
All right, now. Man, I appreciate those callers from D.C., man, giving us some boots on the ground information. He said that he would, you know, the city's in need. You know, he would cut a check, a stimulus, and he would address the housing. You know, somebody in the chat asked me that last night, like if I was governor, what would I do? I said, I haven't been in Texas long enough, so I would speak for Arkansas. That's where I'm from, born and raised. So if I was governor of Arkansas, what I would do is I would address the education first and foremost. With like 48 or 51 states, I would try to get us in 4 years. I would try to get us down into the top 35, around 32, 30. Within the next 4 years, I would try to crack the top 20. You know, top 20, top 25. Also, I would bring industry to Arkansas. Arkansas is the natural state. It's a beautiful place, but industry's not really there. You have a few powerhouses there, but when you get out into, you know, the more quote unquote rural areas, there's not many options. I would also address just the look. Like, we have to be more modern. It's outdated. Like, we don't have industry. We have to have a lot of, like, when you go to these other cities, like, you just see the infrastructure there. Like, you see, like, when you go to even a place like a St. Louis that's, you know, been there for a while, you see it's uniform. Like, when you go to St. Louis, it's all red brick. You know, that's beautiful. You go to other places, they have the skyscrapers, the buildings. You know, it's a lot of industry there, and Arkansas is just not there yet. The parks and splash pads and things like that, they're way too spread out or not updated. Like, I had to come to Texas to know that they put camera holders on the swings for the kids, so you can push your kid and they just record your kid having fun on the swing. You get the excellent video. Like, I never seen that in Arkansas. Like, and I feel like those are the things that would bring Arkansas to its prominence again. Addressing the education, bringing infrastructure, and making the parks and communities just more updated. Those would be my initiatives. I probably wouldn't just cut a free check though. I'm not gonna lie. I probably wouldn't just cut this stimulus, man. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
So many things, but we'll be able to get that done. So Todd, if you and Pam can draw up things working with the people, we will. I'll get it passed. We'll get it passed with the Republicans. Probably won't get. Think of this. Probably won't get one Democrat vote because they have no idea what they're doing. That's why they want men playing in women's sports. That's why they want transgender for everybody. Everybody transgender. And they've just got walloped in an election, in a landslide, and they haven't changed one thing. I saw the other day the certain gentleman who was very well-known politician, Democrat, was fighting like hell that men should be allowed to play in women's sport. They just don't get it. They said it's an 80-20 issue, and I think...
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't understand why sports just can't be sports. Why can't women play women's sports, men play men's sports? Like,
it's a 97-3 issue, and I don't know who the three are. I've never heard anybody come... Nobody's ever come up to me, sir, you have to let men play in women's sports. You have to do it, sir. Nobody's ever approached me. I don't know where this issue even comes from. Never seen anything like it. But they turned our nation's capital into a sanctuary jurisdiction. That's the other thing. We have to get rid of sanctuary cities as quickly as possible. We're going to do it, too. We have to. Because it's sanctuary for criminals. Releasing illegal alien gang members onto the streets. In 2022, nearly 70% of criminals arrested in Washington went unprosecuted. That's not going to happen with the group we have standing aside and standing behind me. And at the metropolitan...
yeah, like I said, with the housing and, bringing industry to Arkansas, like, like Tulsa, like, when I said I wouldn't cut no checks, I would probably do something like Tulsa's doing. Tulsa's giving people, like, $10,000 cash at the closing table when they come purchase. Like, I think the house has to be under, like, $200,000 or $300,000. They give you $10K cash at the closing table. I would probably run some things like that, get people to come to the state, stay at the state, stay in the state. I would try to get some things to attract corporations there. You know what I'm saying? Like how, Texas and Florida, people go there for the tax laws. Maybe we can't just make it no state tax, but we can probably do something to entice businesses. Like, hey, we'll give you this. You know what I'm saying? Just bring business there, bring industry there, get the just update the whole state. Just update it.
Police department, it's now reached a small number relatively compared to what it was, but it's thousands of people. We have thousands of police. I was told today, sir, they want more police. I heard a number, 3,500 police. That's a lot of police. 3,500. I thought they were going to say, we only have 30 policemen or women. He said, we have 3,500. We need more. You don't need more. That's so many. I never heard. That's like an army. How could you need more than 3,000? It just happened 2 minutes ago. Sir, they've requested more police. Oh, what do they have? About 3,500. I said, 3,500? This is not a big area. It's ridiculous. What you need is rules and regulations, and you need the right people to implement them. And we have the right people here, that I can tell you. Look at the border. Biden said there's nothing you can do. Kamala was the border czar. She never called one of the Border Patrol agents who are great. ICE is great. Never spoke to anybody. Never went there. But she was the border czar. And everybody said it was impossible to fix. I fixed it in 3 months. No, really. I fixed it the first week, but really fixed it over the last couple of months. And I mean, literally to a point where, as I said, 0 illegals entering our country in the last 90 days. Pretty amazing. It's time for dramatic action. We're going to do the same thing over here. It's going to be a very safe city very soon. We're not looking to just take years, because a lot of people die in years, and we've got incredible people in this country, except we have to allow them to do their job. And that we will deliver like nobody's ever delivered before. I actually think it's easy. You know, if you're competent, it's easy. If you're incompetent, it's impossible. But I'm very competent. Last week, my administration surged 500 federal agents into the district, including from the FBI, ATF, DEA, Park Police, the U.S. Marshal Service, the Secret Service, and the Department of Homeland Security. You know, a lot of nations, they don't have anything like that. They got some police, and they're rough police. They don't have DEA, ATF, FBI, Park Police, the U.S. Marshal Service, Secret Service, Department of Homeland Security. They got some police.
What do they do, Alice?
But they're rough police, and they do their job. They don't have crime. We're not going to have crime either. They made dozens of arrests, and that's what starts to happen. Again, cashless bail. Watch what we do with that. Today we're formally declaring a public safety emergency. This is an emergency. This is a tragic emergency. And it's embarrassing for me to be up here. You know, I'm going to see Putin. I'm going to Russia on Friday. I don't like being up here talking about how unsafe and how dirty and disgusting this once beautiful capital was, with graffiti all over the walls. It's another part of it, by the way. Because we're talking about safety, but we're also talking about beautification. We have the most beautiful, potentially, capital in the world. We always had. But people come from Iowa, they come from Indiana, they come and then they get mugged. Not going to happen. Keep coming, because by the time you get your trip set, it's going to be safe again, and it's going to be clean very quickly. We're going to replace the medians that are falling down all over the roads. We're going to replace the potholes. We're going to put a nice new coat of asphalt over the top. No, we don't have to rip the road out and spend 7 years building a new road because they cut everything. Because some designer said, well, we need a quarter of an inch more turn for safety reasons. No, we're going to do it right.
Trump don't give a, bro. He just said, like, we finna get this shit done. I ain't worried about the safety, man. If they talking about we need a quarter inch, man, to make this turn safer, all that, man. We finna lay this asphalt on top of asphalt and keep this shit pushing. Damn.
We're going to get it done quickly. So today we're declaring public safety emergency. The District of Columbia and Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's fantastic, is taking command of the Metropolitan Police Department as of this moment. And I'll be making the appropriate notifications to Congress and to the mayor, our new DEA administrator, who's one of the top in the country. He better be Terry. If you're not, I'm going to get rid of you so fast. Terry Cole. Terry, thanks. Very good. We just got him. Most highly recommended person. And you'll be designated as the interim federal commissioner of the Metropolitan Police Department. Okay? And you run them tough. They're good. You have a lot of good people. You have people that shouldn't be there. You also have people that shouldn't be there. They got in there because of woke. But you have a lot of great police. And those people are the ones that want to help you. This city will no longer be a
lot of great people. They got in there because of woke, but they want to help you. It's a lot of great people. They woke. They got in there because of DEI. So just know what you finna run into. But they there to help you.
Sanctuary for illegal alien criminals. We will have full, seamless, integrated cooperation at all levels of law enforcement, and we'll deploy officers across the district with an overwhelming presence. You'll have more police, and you'll be so happy because you'll be safe. When you walk down the street, you're going to see police, or you're going to see FBI agents. We're going to have a lot of agents on the streets. You're going to have a lot of essentially military, and we will bring in the military if it's needed, by the way. We're going to have National Guard. But Pete Hegseth will tell you about it. We will bring in the military if needed. People say, "Oh, that's so terrible. He's going to bring in." It's been used many times over the years. I don't think we'll need it. I think we've got so many great people, including the people that are in the police department with proper leadership. They'll immediately begin massive enforcement operations targeting known gangs, drug dealers, and criminal networks to get them the hell off the street, maybe get them out of the country, because a lot of them came into our country illegally. They shouldn't have been allowed in. They come from Venezuela. They come from all over the world. We're going to get them the hell out. They won't be here long. But some of these people, a lot of
Chad, I got so much to say. I'm gonna just play the clip.
of them are homegrown criminals. And these are bad people. These are rough people. And this is just a list of some of the people that were given to me today that were criminals removed from the D.C. streets this weekend. They were rough and tough. But we're rougher and tougher. Look at these people here. Nothing, you know. They're not going to be your local school teacher. Look at this guy. He has killed people numerous times. They're not going to be an asset. They will never be an asset to society. I don't care. I know we all want to say, oh, they're going to be rehabbed. It's not going to be rehabbed. I'm going to ask Doug Burgum to come up and say a couple of words because he's in charge, as you know. He's Interior, but he's in charge of the U.S. Park Police. And I've heard so many great things about the Park Police. They're proud of it. They've been there for a long time. Their families oftentimes grow into the roles. They love the country. They love this area. So, Doug, could you say a few words for us?
Thank you, Mr. President. On behalf of the U.S. Park Police, this is the oldest federal police force in the nation. They were formed in 1791 by none other than President Washington. They've got the awesome responsibility of protecting the nation's most sacred monuments. The National Mall, Washington Monument, Jefferson Memorial, Lincoln Memorial, Statue of Liberty, and out west, the Presidio and the Golden Gate area. These folks have tens of millions of visitors a year, the kind of people that President Trump's talking about that come from around the country and around the world to see our sacred and learn about our history and our sacred monuments. They've been doing a fantastic job, but they are so pleased, the rank and file, that President Trump is now allowing them to enforce the law. As those of you that live in the city may know, that the circles and the triangle parks that are spread throughout D.C. are actually federal park property. So the U.S. Park Police also have responsibility for that. These became littered with homeless camps under the Biden administration. All of you saw that. Since President Trump's executive order on March 27th, making D.C. safe and beautiful again, the U.S. Park Police have removed over 70 homeless camps. And President Trump also talked about beautification. They're stopping and enforcing the laws against graffiti on our monuments. They've removed over 80 specific attacks against our history with graffiti on our monuments. So they continue to do a great job.
Bro, there's no way y'all calling him King Sith, bro. Like, that's crazy.
Whether it's in their vehicles, on foot, or on the mounted police that you see around the National Mall. And President Trump, they thank you. The rank and file is so happy to be enforcing the law again. Thank you for your leadership. And they're excited about the announcement you're making today.
Thank you. Very good. Great job you did. Thank you very much. Pete, could you say something about the military, if you would?
Well, Mr. President, it's an honor to be here. And at your direction this morning, we've mobilized the D.C. National Guard. It'll be operationalized by the Secretary of the Army, Dan Driscoll, through the D.C. Guard. You will see them flowing into the streets of Washington in the coming week. At your direction as well, sir, there are other units we are prepared to bring in. Other National Guard units, other specialized units. They will be strong, they will be tough, and they will stand with their law enforcement partners. This is nothing new for DOD. As the President noted, at the border, we've got 10,000 troops down there who've been operating in defense cooperation areas, defense zones, where there's zero illegal crossings because of troops on strikers scanning the border. We've been protecting other people's borders for 20 years. It's about time we protect our own. And we're working with ICE and CBP. In Los Angeles, we did the same thing, working with the California National Guard, working with ICE officers. ICE officers deserve to do their job and not be attacked. We will work alongside all DC police and federal law enforcement to ensure this city is safe, this city is beautiful, and as I always say about President Trump to the troops, he has their back. And my message to the National Guard and federal law enforcement in Washington is, we have your back as well. Be tough, be strong, we're right behind you. Thank you, Mr. President.
I'm going to ask Pam, because she's now, as you heard me say, she's really in charge of a lot of what we're talking about. She's done an incredible job. People are going to start to see the fruits of her labor. And Pam, maybe you could say a few words about what we're talking about here.
Sure, President. Let me be crystal clear. Crime in D.C. is ending and ending today. We are going to use every power we have to fight criminals here. President, thank you for caring about our capital. Families come here every summer. Our museums are free. We have the National Zoo. We have the National Gallery. D.C. should be a place where everyone can come and feel safe. Behind me and to my side, we have some of the best career law enforcement and prosecutors in the country who are ready to take this on. As the President said, Terry Cole is going to be supervising the Metro Police Department. Gadi Serralta, our U.S. Marshal, is going to be supervising command and control, the entire operation. Our Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, and I will be working with them closely, along with our great FBI Director, Kash Patel. Kash is going to talk to you in a minute about what we did in Virginia recently with Governor Youngkin. Many of you covered that, and it was tremendously successful. Not only that, our secret weapon here in D.C. is U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro, one of the toughest prosecutors and a former judge, and she is going to be talking about juvenile crime, how it's out of control here, and what she's going to do to fight back. No more crime rampant in our beautiful capital. No more teenage girls beating a disabled man to death. No more of that. No more drive-bys. We're going to do everything we can, and working with the ATF Director Driscoll and Commander of the Army, we're going to all work together. That's what we all do in this room. We work together, we fight. Do not underestimate one person in this room. We're going to make D.C. beautiful. We're going to make D.C. safe again. One other thing, just at the wharf a few days ago, the area of the wharf, Terry Cole reached out to me, not even nightfall, on the weekend, where so many families and tourists go. A guy's overdosing from fentanyl on a park bench in the middle of families around. They administer Narcan and saved his life. No more of that. The President of the United States is going to clean up D.C., and we're going to be there to help him, and we're going to be successful. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Cash, talk about Northern Virginia. Northern Virginia, we had a big success.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Attorney General Bondi, for your leadership, Deputy Attorney General, and the rest of our interagency partners. Mr. President, the following is what happens when you let good cops be cops, and I just want to highlight that before I get into Northern Virginia. This year alone, under President Trump's administration, we've had over 4,000 child victims identified and found. That's a 33% increase from the same time period last year. 33% increase. We've had a seizure of 1,500 kilograms of fentanyl up to this date. That is a 25% increase since the same time period last year. And just to put it in perspective, 1,500 kilograms of fentanyl is enough to kill 115 million Americans. 115 million Americans. Cops are getting after it. The FBI has arrested 19,000 people this year alone. Thanks to President Trump's administration, that's double than where we were this time last year. And we have also arrested 1,600 people who have committed violent acts against children. 270 of them are human traffickers of children. Mr. President, this is what happens when you have great leadership at the Attorney General with Pam Bondi, your administration's priority of protecting the homeland and protecting American citizens and protecting our children, and the murder rates are plummeting. We are now able to report that the murder rate is on track to be the lowest in U.S. history, in modern recorded U.S. history, thanks to this team behind me and President Trump's priorities. And how do we do it? And what are we going to bring to D.C.? What we did in Northern Virginia, thanks to Terry Cole and Governor Youngkin and the team, we stood up a task force out in my Northern Virginia field office, and we said, let's let good cops be cops. Let's get them the intelligence and what they need, and let's get the red tape out of their way, and let's get DOJ partnered up with us to bring great prosecutions. And that's exactly what we did. In 1 month, we arrested 545 violent felons. 545 in the state of Virginia, thanks to Governor Youngkin's partnership. And that simplicity in law enforcement is what's coming to Washington, D.C. When you let good cops be cops, when you give them the intel they need, when you work with our Homeland Security Task Force, when you work with Terry and Gaddy and I go way back to Miami. These guys are great leaders of the respective departments and law enforcement capacities. And when you have the DOJ and President Trump driving behind this mission, we are going to clean up Washington, D.C., and we're going to do it the right way, the lawful way, and we're going to make sure Washington, D.C. is safe again. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Attorney General.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Cash. So, the process begins right now. It actually started over the weekend, and we confronted a lot of very bad people. But it's going to be something that will be pretty amazing to you as you watch it. And I think most of you say it's a beautiful thing to do it right. We're going to be removing homeless encampments from all over our parks, our beautiful, beautiful parks, which now a lot of people can't walk on. They're very dirty, got a lot of problems. But we've already started that. We're moving the encampments away, trying to take care of people. Some of those people, we don't know how they even got there. Some of those people are from different countries, different parts of the world. Nobody knows who they are. They have no idea, but they're there. Getting rid of the people from underpasses.
Nobody knows who they are, but they're there. Trump is crazy as hell the way he's saying this, bro. Like, there's hundreds of homeless. They're from who knows what. Nobody knows them. Nobody knows why they're there. They're there.
Public spaces from all over the city. There are many places that they can go, and we're going to help them as much as you can help. But they'll not be allowed to turn our capital into a wasteland for the world to see. The Metropolitan Police Department and the federal authorities will be supported in.
Hey, y'all double tap the screen, share the live out, man. We 25 subs away from the next sub goal. We go live every single day over here talking entertainment, current events, and politics, man. Double tapping the screen is how you support the channel for free. Subscribing, you just click that little white box at the top of your phone. Appreciate it.
The effort, a really big effort, the 800 DC National Guardsmen that we'll put on, and much more if necessary, much more. You remember I said, I offered 10,000 once. Remember I said to a certain person, person who I thought always was highly overrated, not very competent. But I said, if you need them, we'll give you 10,000 of the military or the National Guard. They turned me down. But if necessary, we're going to move service members directly to joining the Guardsmen. And that'll take place very rapidly, and that'll be done in conjunction with Pam and with Pete and everybody else. Washington, D.C. should be one of the safest, cleanest, and most beautiful cities anywhere in the world. And we're going to make it that. We're going to make it safe. We're going to make it smart. We're going to make it beautiful, so beautiful. Some of the buildings, we're going to add to it. You see what we've done at the White House. White House is a whole different building. I do that in my part-time because it's a natural instinct as a real estate person. I was very good at that, and I was very good at fixing things up. I like fixing things up. You see what's happening. The marble floors are being reinstalled, renovated, fixed. The whole place is becoming very beautiful. We're going to be adding a magnificent ballroom, most beautiful ballroom, I think, anywhere. We need it. I would have certainly loved to have had it today. I think we would have filled it up. A lot of you are standing outside, can't get in this room. I've never seen the room like this, which tells me that you want to talk about. I mean, this was a D.C. news conference. It tells me that you want to talk about crime in D.C. and beautification of D.C., but I'm going to put that's easy. And I think, frankly, fixing the crime with the pros, fixing the crime is easy, too. A person who I've known for a long time, and she's been incredible. She was a fantastic, one of the best ever district attorneys in New York. She was in Westchester, and she became a judge, very successful judge. And then she went into showbiz because she was such a good DA, and such a good judge, tough judge, but fair, always fair. Nobody ever complained about that, but she was tough. And because of that and her reputation, she went into showbiz. So a lot of people don't, they think of Janine as showbiz. Actually, showbiz was not her thing. And she did great. She was on along with a couple of other of my friends on the #1 show, and she did great. But this is what she loves doing. This is really her baby. What she's going to do is going to be incredible. And I'd like to speak for just a few seconds on what she has in mind, what she wants to do. We're going to be appointing some judges. We have some open spots, and we're going to take people because the judges are letting killers out. They just say, go, that's okay, don't worry about it.
We got some open spots. We're going to take some people because the judges just let people. What was he be finna say? Why he said we finna take some people jobs. That's what he's saying. He's saying he finna take some people jobs. Somebody ass finna be fired.
So we're putting some Pam recommended, Todd recommended, some judges that are great. Janine recommended. Janine's given me 3 great candidates already. We have about 10 open spots, so we can probably create some more. We need them. Janine, would you say a few words, please?
Thank you very much, Mr. President, and thank you, Madam Attorney General, and to all my partners here. We all want the same thing. We all want a safe city. We want a safe capital. We want to be able to bring our families here. We want to be able to come and enjoy the history that makes this place great. And unfortunately, we are not in that position right now. And Mr. President, I want to thank you for taking the step that we need right now to make criminals understand that they are not going to get away with it anymore. And I'm not going to stand here and go over and over the cases. But what I can tell you is this. I see too much violent crime being committed by young punks who think that they can get together in gangs and crews and beat the hell out of you or anyone else. They don't care where they are. They can be in DuPont Circle, but they know that we can't touch them. Why? Because the laws are weak. I can't touch you if you're 14, 15, 16, 17 years old and you have a gun. I convict someone of shooting another person with an illegal gun on a public bus in the chest, intent to kill. I convict him, and you know what the judge gives him? Probation. Says you should go to college. We need to go after the DC Council and their absurd laws. We need to get rid of this concept of, no cash bail. We need to recognize that the people who matter are the law-abiding citizens, and it starts today. But it's not going to end today, because the president is going to do everything we need to do to make sure that these emboldened criminals understand we see you, we're watching you, and we're going to change the law to catch you. And my final note is this. These kids understand that the jurisdiction is through the State Attorney General, Brian Schwab. I did a poster of the young man from Doge who was beaten bloody with a severe concussion, a broken nose. And then I did a poster of what happens to those kids, because I can't arrest them, I can't prosecute them. They go to family court, and they get to do yoga and arts and crafts. Enough. It changes today. Thank you, Mr. President. You're welcome.
Great job. Thank you. If I could, I just signed some executive orders.
DC, her job on the line. She finna send y'all ass to the farm. YNs. Come here, YNs. All the YNs from DC, DMV, come here. Did they say I'm not yet? I'm not old enough, but I don't know, man. Come here and sit down. All the YNs, get in here and sit down. They not playing with y'all no more over there. You heard that woman right there. You seen they said they finna get 10 new judges and maybe some more. They're not playing no more. They are finna hide y'all. This shit, I can speak on this because I'm from the South, chat. And in the South, they not playing. They are giving you football numbers. I'm talking about basketball scores. Basketball. All that coddling, soft, you just shot somebody in the chest on the bus and your ass going to college. No, sir. No, sir. Your ass gonna get a first class trip to ADC, boy, and your ass gonna be there for a while. On a why. You're gonna be doing 70%. If they give your ass a 20 ball, we'll see you in a decade and a half, my boy. Straight up. Not bullshitting in the South. And that's what they finna do to y'all. Man, y'all YNs, man. Sit down. Just chill out. Sit down, man.
Will, please come up and we'll let the people know what we signed. Do you want to put them down?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
A short while ago in the Oval Office, President Trump signed 2 crucial executive actions to deal with the emergency crime conditions we currently face in the District of Columbia. The first of these was an executive order, as President Trump said before, invoking his powers under Section 40 of the Home Rule Act to take federal control of the D.C. Metropolitan Police.
Alice, see, you didn't I took your wrench like 2 months ago, Alice. You just now realizing your wrench gone because you weren't coming through. So that means it's been like 3 months since you came in here. Now you want your wrench back. See? Chat, I'm going to let the chat vote, man. Allison ain't been here in some months, chat. Yeah, the choice is y'all. Should Allison get her Maya wrench back today, man? She want her wrench back. She said, please. Press 1 if she should get her wrench back. Press 2 if she should not get her wrench back right now.
Police Department. Along with that executive order, President Trump signed the statutorily required notification.
Dang, Allison, I can't let the chat decide. What's up, Blackish Cracker?
Letters to Mayor Bowser and to the relevant House and Senate committee leaders. The second major executive action that President Trump signed was a presidential memorandum directing the Secretary of Defense to utilize the National Guard to address the conditions we see.
All right, Essence said 1, man. Essence got you back in there, Allison. Essence made a big dog call. She said you can come back, man, but you got to show up. You got to show up, Allison. All right, I almost put you in timeout. All right, Allison. All right, y'all put some flames in the chat for Allison getting her Maya wrench back, man, after a few month hiatus, man. What's up with it, Blackest Cracker?
On our streets here in D.C. It also authorized the Secretary of Defense to work with state governors to utilize their National Guard units if necessary as well. These are bold, decisive steps intended to combat the out-of-control crime conditions we've seen on D.C.'s streets for far too long, and I, for one, am deeply proud to be part of an administration that's finally coming to terms with these issues, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir.
Thank you. So, just to conclude, Washington, D.C. should be one of the safest, cleanest, most beautiful places anywhere in the world. It was years ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. I just don't see nobody going in China, bro, and just dropping no bodies around the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? Like a little, maybe it's got to be some miles away. You know what I'm saying? I don't see anybody going to Russia, Moscow, just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, of course they at war, but I'm talking about just regular citizens, man. Like we do gotta clean it up, man. Then they saying the kids is going crazy. I don't know what they got going in DC, but in Arkansas, they don't give a, they gonna ask questions later. And straight up, they I don't know, man. The caller called in. He said that they had a 24-hour store coming up. 30 kids went in there and just took everything and demolished the store. What do you do for that? Who's going to insure that? Who's going to insure your store? It's just a total hell, man. It's just crazy.
Problem that was a pretty big problem. The radical left got out of control and they started trying to rip down statues, and I said, let's go pass a law real fast. We're going to do it real fast, but we were blocked by the Democrats who do not want safety. Nobody gets it. I don't get it. They don't get it because they can't get votes. I don't know how they can win an election with this, but they don't want safety. And I found an old statute, very old, early 1900s.
Yeah, I am tripping too, Chad, because she just said somebody shot somebody in the chest on a bus and got probation and got told to go to college. That shit is unheard of in the South, man. If cases like that shit is happening, I've never heard of it, man. Like, listen, in Arkansas, your ass going to the farm. Your ass going to the farm.
You so much as touch or even think about destroying a statue or a monument in Washington, D.C., you go to jail for 10 years with no probation, no anything. In other words, slightly different than we have today. Today we have cashless bail. There you get jailed 10 years. No curtailed sentence, 10 years. And we took it out. Nobody used it. It was never used because, you know, it's harsh. And you remember they started to rip down the statue of Abraham Lincoln. I said, that's a tough one to rip down. He was pretty good, Pam. I think he was pretty good. When the ropes started going around Abraham Lincoln to pull him down, Andrew Jackson, others, and they were heading to the Jefferson Memorial, Thomas Jefferson. We're going to do a big number there. I said, it's time. And I signed that statute immediately. We had it updated. We made it use the same language, all passed by Congress. And I announced it's 10 years in jail, no probation, no anything, 10 years, no curtail sentence if you touch, so much as touch a statue in Washington, D.C. And it was an amazing sight, beautiful sight. Everybody just left. The ropes were hanging around Andrew Jackson. There were two ropes around Abraham Lincoln. They left the rope. But everybody just left, and that was the last problem we ever had. You know, that was the last problem that we ever had with the statues. They were going wild, and somebody came to me and said, sir, in 1910, I don't want to give you an exact, because you'll say, Donald Trump gave us wrong dates around like early on. You know, if I'm slightly off, it make you sound a little bad, so I won't put myself in that position. I won't put you in that position. Because I think everybody agrees with what we're doing today. But when I signed that thing, it was like a miracle. Everybody left. They were gone. They were starting to march down. They started the march toward Thomas Jefferson. And I figured he was always going to be safe. But they found something with him, and they found something with Abraham Lincoln. And even in the name George Washington in California, numerous places changed the name of
Bro, where is the
Washington
damn
High
questions
School and
at?
various
Where
other
is the
places.
questions?
Chicago, and I look at L.A. If we didn't go to L.A. 3 months ago, L.A. would be burning like the part that didn't burn. If you would have allowed the water to come down, which I told them about in my first term, I said, you're going to have problems, let it come down. We actually sent in our military to have the water come down into L.A. They still didn't want it to come down after the fires. But that was it, we have it coming down. But hopefully LA's watching. That mayor also. The city's burning. They lost like 25,000 homes. I went there the day after the fire. You were there. And I saw people standing in front of a burned down home. Their homes were incinerated. They weren't like, even the steel was literally, it was all warped and literally disintegrated because of the winds and the flame and the whole thing, like a blowtorch. They were standing on this beautiful day, maybe a couple of days after. We gave it a little time because what they had suffered. Almost 25,000 homes. And you see what's happening now. They didn't give their permits. I went to a town hall meeting. I said, we're going to get you the federal permits, which are much harder. Almost immediately. Lee Zeldin is a star. He did an incredible job. They have all their federal permits. They don't have their city permits. And the mayor said to me, we think we can have them in 2 years. I was walking down the street, and I met with firemen and police. And I was saying hello to many people that were standing in front of their homes with yellow tape. You can't go in. You can't go onto the lot. And those people wanted to start rebuilding the homes then and there. And the mayor said, we should be able to get them the permits within 2 years. I said, that's a shame, 2 years. Are you kidding? I'm going to get them the federal permit like almost immediately, 2 years. And she roared back, well, maybe 1 year. The place was booing her out of the place. They don't have their permits to build their homes. And now they're talking about putting, this is among the most beautiful areas was in the country. Now they're talking about putting low-income housing there. Can you believe this? I love low-income housing. I made money with low-income housing. I built low-income housing. I know more about low-income housing and luxury housing. I know about everything real estate. They want to replace some of those homes with low-income housing. They haven't gotten their permits yet. We've gotten all the federal permits, which are much tougher to get, and it was done almost immediately through Lee Zeldin and Federal Environmental. And I watched the other day, those people are angry. And now, you know, they had tremendous, they loved that area. They loved the whole big area, different places, but they loved it. It was all luxury stuff and beautiful stuff. And some wasn't that luxury, probably not around any longer because all those tanks were stuck in the mud and they went along with the javelins. I gave them the javelins. You know that, right? I gave them javelins. They gave them sheets. But accurate. They're tired of it. They want to get back to spending money on their countries. You know, Biden gave them $350 billion. Europe gave $100 billion. It should be much more than that. Shouldn't have been that kind of, they should have had equalization, but they didn't. But you know what?
He didn't take no questions. I thought he was gonna take some questions. He didn't take no questions, chat. It's crazy, man. Double tap the screen, shut the live out, man. Let's get 20 more subscribers right quick. Let's get 20 more subscribers right quick, man. It should be a little white subscribe button at the top of the screen, man. Yeah, Trump finna take over DC. This shit is crazy. You're talking about a mass explosion at a U.S. steel facility. What? Damn. I'm looking at the chat. That shit do look crazy. That shit is crazy. But yeah, chat. We done with that part of the show. We just gonna kick it for a minute before I get up out of here. If anybody wanna call in, I'm gonna open the call lines up. If anybody wanna call in, get their thoughts and opinions on Trump taking over DC. Definitely state. Blackish Cracker, definitely state. I got two, I went to the HEB. I got two, was it ribeyes? Yeah. I had two ribeyes for like 25, 26 bucks. Put them on the grill. We would all have more money and be happier if we connected with that. Explore joy if backwards compatibility was the law. I don't know what you mean. All he is doing is good in programs, stealing funding for his own personal gains. That's kind of been the name of the game in politics for the last, century. Well, actually, the lady from the HUD department yesterday, she said it was in 1984. She said that damn spaceship saw the 70-mile-long aerial spacecraft that was getting it docked next to Saturn's rings, getting energy from Saturn's ring, and that's when all of the frauds started happening in the world. The world was like, look, we got to get our civilization to that level. And so they said they needed the money. So they started funneling the money, pushing it into AI, these initiatives. Of quantum computing, AI, so it can think faster, so it can get our civilization to that level. That's what the lady said. She said that's where that 21 trillion of our debt gone. Say HUD got 1 trillion. Say the DOD got 20 trillion. Yup, she did say it was a book. She said the book cost $2,000. She said the book cost $2,000. Which is crazy to me. How I feel about Trump taking over DC though, like the caller said, they know more than I know. But just on an overall global scale of things, yo, we can't have DC being, you know, number one for homicides among all capitals in the world. We can't have DC being number one. 41 per 100,000. They said the closest one was like 15. Nah, man. They had third world countries having less homicides per capita than us. It's crazy. Third world countries. You said this is martial law? It might be. It might be. It might be. I'm not gonna deny that it might be. What's up, Dorsey? We wrapping up the show. I'm gonna be on like 10-15 more minutes. We wrapping up the show. Then I'm figure out some shit. We'll probably come back with an afternoon live. Y'all wanna stream something? Y'all wanna watch something? Y'all wanna do a live that's like not politics? Y'all wanna do a live with just some regular shit? Yeah, I think I might stream. Come on here and stream something with y'all. Do a reaction. Abraham said, streamer such a coward. Let me show you this. Abraham. Y'all tell Abraham good night. Damn, I ain't mean to delete your message, Brackish. My bad, Blackish. I had to bring Blackish back. I was trying to delete Ibram ass. Can't address my own actions. What the fuck did I do, Ibram? I ain't mean to block you, Blackish. You back. Ibram, what the fuck did I do? What was my action? The hell is this thing talking about? Shit. Nah, Ibram not hidden. Tell him to bring his ass back. I'm not a right-wing hack. That's the thing. See, Ibram. Listen, Ibram. This is where, hold on, Essence, quit deleting his message. Quit deleting his message, Essence. Quit deleting his message. I'm trying to have a convo with him. I can't have a convo if you keep deleting his message. Listen, Ibram. This where you fucked up. I'm not a right-wing streamer. You should have went and checked the description of my channel. I unhide him. I brought him back. Don't worry about it, Ibrahim. I brought you back. You should have looked at the description. You know what I'm saying? I'm the voice of the politically homeless. I call out the good, the bad, and the ugly on the left and the right. Doesn't bother me none. Trump does good shit, I congratulate him. When the right does good shit, I congratulate them. When they fucking up, we talk about it. I tell them where I feel like they fucking up. When the left fucks up, I tell them where I feel like they fucking up. Now that the left is fighting back, trying to, Texas Democrats, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling them, do what you gotta do. If that's a civil suit, y'all getting fined $500 a day, y'all getting grassroots donation to pay it, hey man, do what you gotta do. Abbott can make executive order to help those people. I mean, shit, I call it out on both sides. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Listen, I know I'm not going to get invited to one of those White House press conferences. It's over with. So I don't understand how I'm a white right-wing streamer when I listen, man. I done said, called them all out. Both two sides of the same coin, uniparty. Look at the Epstein files if you want proof. The left didn't say shit about it. They was all hush-hush being quiet. The right spoke about it all the damn time, got confirmed on it. Guess what we got as Americans? Nothing. You got exactly what I got. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Nothing. Now we got what? The Clintons supposed to be testifying. Is that going to let them testify? Supposed to be the 9th and the 14th. They saying it's in the DOJ hands. We going to see. Ibrahim, you want to call in? You want to call in? No, I want Ibrahim to call in. Talking about I'm the right-wing streamer. I'm the one sitting here calling out Trump, letting Matt Gaetz off of his damn charges when the Congress was damn investigating him. He gave him the Attorney General a nod just to pull it back from him. That was to escape from the charges. I done called Pam Bondi out about saying she got the Epstein files on her desk. I done called out Gavin Newsom, asked about the damn fires and shit. I done called out the left and the right. What is you talking about? Like what? I ain't got too much more back and forth from you, Ibrahim. I ain't got too much more back and forth. You can just sit in the comments. Don't block Ibrahim. Don't mute his messages. Let him just type till his fingers fall off. Ibrahim, if you want the phone number, I'll drop the phone number for you. But other than that, you can type till your fingers fall off. Blackish Cracker, I'm gonna drop the phone number after I get off the call with Dorsey. I got you, Blackish. What's up with it, Dorsey?
Hey, good morning, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How you feeling about Trump taking over D.C.?
So,
He needs to take over Chicago, Philadelphia.
That's what he said.
Man.
He mentioned all of those.
If you can't get your act right, then maybe I need to send somebody over to make you. Now, understand this. I know the police supposed to have the responsibility of keeping civil peace, but when the police is not doing a good enough job, you need to send in the big boys. Send in the National Guard. I'm not saying that they need to just shut everything down. What they need to do is send a couple of Humvees with some M60 caliber machine guns on top of them, and set them in the problem areas like O Block and so forth like that. Set down a curfew of 10 o'clock, and then if you break the curfew, hey, you get dealt with. That's just the way it is, because I'm sick of every weekend 40 people getting shot and killed in Chicago for nothing. Understand this, maybe if they shut it down for 3 weeks, see, just send them in there to send a message to them like, look, either you get right or this is going to become a permanent thing. Your choice.
So
whole thing,
so you for martial law in certain cities? Hold on, Blackish Cracker. I'm gonna answer in a second. I got it on Do Not Disturb right now, Blackish. I'm gonna open it up for you when I get off the phone with Dorsey. So you are for martial law in certain cities, the cities you name.
Yes, I am. Unfortunately, I'm a U.S. vet, right? And my whole thing is, look, black people who dying. Ain't nobody else getting killed every weekend, getting shot at drive-by. So that means that, hey, there's some kind of dysfunction in the black community, right? So if that's what if that's what it takes for somebody to sit up there and watch over you. See, the police, they don't have no respect. You understand what I'm saying? They don't respect the police. But pull up there in a Humvee and some troop carriers. I'm not saying bringing in tanks. I'm not saying bringing in helicopters and all that. It's not a war. But what it is suppression of potential rebellion. Because if you shoot at your fellow citizen, that's basically a mini civil war, ain't it?
Yeah, they shooting at the police.
Yeah. If they ain't got no respect for the police,
they shooting at the ICE agents.
Yeah, so if they ain't got no respect for that, then send in the military and let's see how they handle that. Because understand this, the police ain't got night vision goggles, do they?
Shit, I don't know what the police got. You would be surprised.
Hey, so but I tell you what,
you would be surprised what the police got. What's up, DT?
You can wear your all black OJ outfit all the time, but we still gonna see you with them night vision goggles, with them heat sensors and so forth. I said, just send them there 3 weeks, let them sit around. If don't nothing happen, then okay, they got the message. But they need to start sending a message. This is 2025, man. We've been dealing with this kind of nonsense for what, over 45 years?
So Essence said you gonna send the National Guard to get into it with the homeless veterans that they're trying to move out of the way.
Man, ain't no homeless veterans gonna get into it with no military dude. Come on, man, y'all. First of all, the dude who said that is he a military veteran? Because it's always people who ain't. You know how people always claiming they know about gangsters and stuff, and ain't never been involved in not one crime ever.
This Essence, man, you should know Essence. She a member. She been on the channel. Essence, one of the sponsors to the channel, man.
Well, Essence, I'm not. Hey, I have much.
She just asked. Let me read her question exactly, because I might have said it wrong. Let me read her question exactly. She said, where was the National Guard when the floods hit? It says, so the National Guard is going to fight with our homeless veterans. Yeah, that's what she said.
Okay, so let me just put this to you, and this is just a hypothetical question. If your daughter get hit by a straight bullet on some gangbanging nonsense, are you going to feel the same way? Or are you going to want somebody to be man enough to step up and do what's right? Because understand this, the police are not equipped to deal with the situation. I mean, this has been going on ever since the Democrats took office and so forth, as far as with Chicago, right? Now, when it was Republicans running Chicago, what was his name? I think Daley or something like that. That kind of violence was at an all-time low. Now then you introduce the Venezuelans into the thing, and now you got chaos in a major American city. And it ain't got nothing to do with immigrants, it's got to do with criminals.
Okay. What's up, Sunset?
Because my whole thing is, look, man, go back to selling drugs, bro. Don't make them making your money. But you out there killing people over nonsense. People going into a club and standing in line, and you shooting up a line of people who just going in there to have a good time.
So
on some nonsense.
What do they do to the youth that's breaking into the businesses? I had 2 callers from DC call in and say that the 14, 15-year-olds, 16, 17-year-olds, they just going down there, mobs beating on people and breaking into businesses. Thank you, Big Niece, for the super sticker. Thank you, Big Niece, for the super sticker.
Shoot them.
Nah,
Shoot 'em.
hell nah.
Hey, man, check this out. If you don't stop them now, later on they'll be robbing liquor stores, because when they get older, they're going to get more violent. Okay? Their mammy and their daddy ain't doing nothing. You doing outside, running up and down the street. So obviously your parents ain't got no control over you. Then the police ain't got no control over you. So my whole thing to her, hey, I don't know. Hit them with them rubber bullets. They got rubber bullets. Shoot their little asses with them rubber bullets for that looting and shit. Kill them.
Yeah, he said about 20 or 30 of them broke into the 24-hour store and destroyed everything, man. Like, the man was opening the first 24-hour store in the neighborhood. They went in there and destroyed everything.
Okay, so we gonna be living in a third world nation inside the United States. That's third world shit. That's third world. Whatever you want.
They saying DC per capita murder rate is higher than a lot of third world countries.
Okay, so
it's 41 per 100K. It's 41 per 100K.
Okay, so then this is my suggestion, and this crazy Dorsey, right? Okay, I'm a madman, so what I say is not really, fit. But my whole thing is get all the ghetto people out. If you can't afford a certain amount, get on the project. It's federal. This is a federal state.
Hold on, Dorsey. Welcome back, Mama Money. Essence, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Y'all get Essence some likes on her super sticker. She said they're conflating homelessness with crime. They're conflating homelessness with crime. I think she wants you to speak to that, Dorsey.
Well, check this out. For the homeless, hey, I think that they should have set up centers and because we got a million different empty businesses, shopping centers, and so forth. You can go and set them people up. You can go. My suggestion is, and I know it seems kind of like kindergarten, but hey man, y'all got all them shipping containers. Y'all can't find a little piece of land, a couple acres, and set up showers and toilets, and then have those little shipping containers as mini homes for people.
What you want them some FEMA camps? You want them to set up some damn FEMA camps?
I mean, what you want? You want to send them to prison, or do you want to have them a place to stay?
I'm asking you, shit. I mean, I'm just asking. Is that what it is? It's like a FEMA camp.
No, it ain't no FEMA camp. It ain't a disaster. It's just mismanagement. FEMA is for emergencies. This ain't no emergency. This is just some things that need to be done, and the Democrats, because that's who really run the city, the Democrats is wasting the money, giving it to these non-profit organizations who putting the money in their pocket, and rather than just dealing with it and saying, hey, we got some land out here, and we're going to provide showers, provide toilets, have a soup kitchen on you can always bring in those catering trucks or whatever. We're gonna provide this stuff. Give the people who want to have a
So where the hell is they gonna put these?
Man, look at all that empty land.
In the city, they gonna put them in. They gonna put some shipping containers for folks to live in DC. Or are they going to displace these people?
It's the District of Columbia. You ever been up there?
I ain't been up there in like 20 years.
Okay, so if you go, outside of D.C., head south, right?
Right.
Between that little part with Baltimore and D.C., that little route right there?
I mean, I'm not familiar with it, but yeah, just tell me about it. People know in the chat,
There's
they probably know.
There's about like 30 miles of just wilderness in between Baltimore and Washington, right?
Yeah, people own that damn land. They're going to have to put it on federal land. or city owned land?
It's federal land out there.
They're gonna have
It's
to. So
federal land
now,
out there.
okay. So now we get into the second part of it. Now you're displacing these people. So they either have. Okay, listen. I'm not. Let me finish. There gonna be people that's gonna still turn that down. So are you saying at that point you arrest them?
My whole thing. First of all, you try a solution. Maybe you won't get 100% participation. Maybe you just get 70. You understand what I'm saying? 70% of the people decide, like, hey, yeah, I'll go and handle that.
Right. You helping the problem. I mean, you helping the
30%.
solution.
The other 30%, then you go ahead and you find out why aren't you. Now, if you got drug problems and stuff like that, and you don't want to do it because of that, are you mentally crazy? And we'll have to go ahead and, institutionalize your ass, send you to the crazy house. I think Ronald Reagan was
So that's essentially going to be another form of low-income housing. You just saying that they should take that land right outside of the city and build some more projects.
Yeah, get all them. Look, if you ain't got a job, if you ain't got a government job in Washington D.C., why are you there? There. Why do they have projects in the nation's capital? The richest country in the world, and you allowing the poor to disrupt a city. Because dude was Doge or whatever, they should have been did this years ago.
Oh, because they whoop big balls.
Yeah, because he got his ass whooped. Now all of a sudden you wanna correct the problem. Well, the problem should have been corrected years ago. Donald Trump, you was in Washington D.C. the first time they had the riots.
Yeah, they sure jumped to do something when big balls got whooped. What y'all think big balls know? It was like everything else was happening, but soon as big balls got whooped, they was ready to shut D.C. down. Y'all don't think that's crazy?
Yeah, because see, Big Balls thought he had big balls. He found out he let a teenager and a girl. Fuck.
Shit, I don't know. They say he left his girl.
He got lumped up by a teenager.
I don't know who whooped him.
Goons.
I'm just saying though, it's crazy to me that after big balls got whooped, it was time to shut DC down.
Right.
After all the shit. Oh, and it was after Jasmine Crockett got exposed. They did expose Jasmine Crockett too. Actually, on the same day that they went to South Dallas and showed Jasmine Crockett's district and all of that, that same day Trump said he was finna clean up DC too.
Coming from? I'm not, look, I live here in Los Angeles, right?
Right.
I see homeless everywhere. Everywhere. But then I noticed that some bums ain't on the street no more.
Hold on, let me address Rocky. You said, so what, Rocky? I'm just stating a fact. Like, I'm having a conversation. Shit. I mean, of course, fix it up. But damn, you said, so what? It's a fact. It's an observation. I'm an opinion.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Tell Rocket this is adults talking. He send his little immature ass and sit on the sideline.
See, I ain't even gonna throw no insults. I'm not gonna throw no insults at
Y'all got
Rocky.
something to say. That's why you can call on the phone and speak your mind.
Yeah, I'm not gonna throw no insults. I'm not gonna throw no insults at them. I'm just saying, like, shit,
you ain't supposed to. That's my job.
Shit, they need to take over Los Angeles.
Right,
they saying they did. Trump just did a press
Mm-hmm.
conference, said he did take over Los Angeles. He sent them people to Los Angeles. They did send a guard to Los Angeles.
You see where I'm coming from? So when the people in the street start acting up, police can't handle it, send in the National Guard. You saw they ain't doing that crap in Los Angeles no more, are they?
Hell no.
So my whole thing is, if military martial law is necessary,
but they shifted to the ICE though. They attacking the ICE facilities and the people like that. That's what they on out there now on the West Coast.
Hey, check this out. I'm a citizen of the United States. I think I should have top priority of being protected. Getting paid, right? ICE getting paid what, $150,000 a year?
Hell yeah, now.
So
120
they can
to
take
150.
they can take a few pebbles, a few rounds. But when it comes to an innocent young child getting gunned down or getting hit by a straight bullet, hey man, I have to put my foot down. I have to put my foot down. That's some third world crap. This ain't Mogadishu. This ain't Brazil. This ain't Colombia. This ain't the Philippines. We notice that all around the world, a lot of these, what we call dictators, have used their military to make the populace act right. Nobody's saying nothing about Mexico using the military to fight the cartels.
Yeah, she turned Trump down. Trump wanted to send the military over there, you know what I mean, to go and get the job done, but she was like,
because of their pride. That's why. See, a lot of Mexicans don't know history, especially American history. Okay, and you know why? Especially in Texas, in the border states, they don't remember Pancho Villa, right? They don't remember him. They don't remember that he came across the border and raped and pillaged American citizens on the border town. So then the United States sent Black Jack Pershing down to Mexico, and he ran them down. And people don't forget, America don't forget nothing. You remember the Alamo? They remember Pancho Villa.
Hell yeah, when they had the No Kings protest, they had protests going on called Take Back the Alamo.
Yeah. And I would have grounded their ass up and sent them back to Mexico. Go build your own Alamo.
You know, I went to that No Kings protest in in Austin. I went down there and did a mini documentary. It's on my channel.
Uh-huh. No, I agree. We ain't supposed to have no king, but we supposed to have some leadership. Now, understand this, and this is no disrespect to anybody in their religion, but where's the Muslims? Where's the Nation of Islam? Chicago is supposed to be their little city, right?
Oh,
so how come they ain't out there getting involved? I don't see Nation of Islam out there selling newspaper and bean pies no more. Where are they? Ain't they supposed to be representatives of the black community?
Shit,
ain't they supposed to be the ones providing leadership?
They on YouTube just like me. They in the streets too, I guess, but hell, I don't know. I'm from Arkansas. We never really seen Muslims on the corner selling bean, but we never seen that shit.
When I was growing up, man, we seen Nation of Islam people on the corner selling newspaper and bean pies, right? They was in their little suit. They had their little bow tie, their little glasses and so forth.
Like, I didn't see none of that growing up. Just a little bit, not to cut you off, Dorsey, but I didn't see none of that. Like, I'm from the Bible Belt, chat. Like, the Bible, I didn't see no Hebrew Israelites. I didn't see nothing. If it wasn't Christian or Southern Baptist, some sort of branch off of Christianity or the Jehovah's Witness, I didn't see it. Jehovah's Witness was probably as far as they went from where I'm from.
You have to understand, this is a complex issue, right? It involves a whole bunch of factors and a whole bunch of men and women and all that, right? Because first of all, there's too many single moms out there. There's too many young black men who don't have any discipline in the household. And that goes for Mexicans too. That goes for white boys too. These children don't have fathers who put down that discipline enough to teach them, like, hey, don't go out here and do this disrespectful shit in the street. Because, see, when I was coming up, one of the neighbors said they saw me doing something, snitched to my parents, and my parents going to be waiting there for me at the door with that belt, right?
Right.
Okay. First of all, we need to change some of these laws, social laws. You should be able to beat your children's ass.
I ain't going to say beat. You should be able to whoop your children. I ain't going to say beat. But you should be able to, get your kids together. Double tap the screen, shut a live out, man. We 20 subs away from the next sub goal. Y'all see that sub ticker right there, man? We 20 subs away from the next sub goal. Double tapping the screen is how you support the channel for free. We do have memberships available. Double tap the screen for me. Go ahead,
Now,
Dorsey.
I got something for y'all. maybe they should pass a policy whereas if your child does something in school and and they think that it's severe, have the parents show up, have the social worker show up, and have a police officer show up, set aside these kids to get their ass whooped by the principal. Right?
Man, listen, I'm going to tell you, that shit need to go back to how it was in Arkansas growing up. Your ass go to school, your parents got a choice at the beginning of the year. They sign a damn waiver. Either I can paddle your child or I cannot paddle your child. Guess what plug parents did? They signed that motherfucker every year. Whoop his ass if he getting out of line.
Yeah, because your parents was teachers. My parents was teachers.
Straight, that's what it need to go back to. Listen, I remember, Chad, I was in the 5th grade. My pops came to school and whooped my ass in the office. Principal office, belt and all. Principal there, police officer there. They talking about step away from the child. Man, my pops continued to whoop my ass, man. And I needed it at that time. Straight up, I needed it.
Supposed to. Kids don't have no fear no more. They don't have no fear of the parents because they can say, well, I'm going to call social services on you, right?
My pops used to say, call them.
Hey, my pops was like, you got 10 licks coming, lay your ass on the bed, don't move. Shit. Now, my mom was on the other hand, she beat your ass till she got tired. So it was me. See, my brother used to always keep up shit. Always used to get the splash over ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? So my thing was, if I'm gonna get my ass whooping, I'm going first, right? I'm gonna make all kind of noise, or like she killing me, right? Because I'm gonna give her that satisfaction, right?
Yeah.
But my brother was a thug, right? You know, thugs don't cry. You know what I'm saying? So then him being a thug, he gonna take them whippings and he ain't gonna say nothing to me. I'm sitting over there laughing and shit because I only got 3 licks and I got out the game, right? So I'm sitting back at him laughing because I'm like, you the one who got me into this problem in the first place.
Man, listen, y'all in here talking about me, talking about hence the child abuse and shit like that. Listen, I ain't on abuse no kids. I'm not for beating your kids, but if your kids need a spanking, you need to get their ass together. Sometimes you need to get their ass together before the world get their ass together. Let me put it to y'all like that. Hold on, Dorsey. Let me finish. You need to get them kids together before the world get them kids. The world's not going to be gentle to them kids. I'm just going to not sugarcoat it to you. You can gentle parent all day, and hey, that's your parenting style. I'm not, judging nobody. But one thing I do know is the world is not going to be gentle to them kids, no matter how the cookie crumbles. Go ahead, Dorsey.
You know what I call child abuse?
What?
A broke-ass nigga and woman having a motherfucking kid. If you can't afford to have no kids, either get your tubes tied, take the pills, keep your calendar right, but you the ones who causing these kids abuse. Being broke, not taking your ass out there to get a job. That goes for the men and the women. You want to have kids, but you don't want to be a responsible adult. Then, on top of that, you think that the school's supposed to be your little babysitting service. No, it's not meant to be your babysitting while you sitting at the house smoking and shit. Nah. Get off your lazy ass. That goes for all races or all cultures. Get off your lazy ass and get a damn job and take care of your kids. Now, I'm cool with after-school programs. I'm cool with the education programs. But what I'm not cool with is 2 grown-ass people. The government already giving them a helping hand by giving them a low-income place to stay. All you got to do is take your ass out there and work a job.
Man, I'm going to keep it real. Essence say if the teacher's drunk, everything the children do is offensive. Probably. Listen, Essence, I done been around some teachers that probably dibbled and dabbled, did a lot of shit. But I can assure you, every paddling I got in school was definitely warranted. It was definitely warranted. When they put that paddle to me in school, it was warranted. Straight up. And that's just my experience. It was damn sure warranted.
I was a problem child in school too. Even my parents was like, "Why are you doing this?" Man, I used to cuss out teachers and shit, right?
I wasn't doing that. I wasn't, cause I
was doing that.
Hell, do you know what would have happened to me? Who in here, man? Damn that I went to school. Do you know what would have happened to me if they would have sent something home? Listen, this is how my parents was, Dorsey. It wasn't even no sending no home. They was gonna call immediately. They knew my parents was gonna leave work and come up there. If they would have said I cussed a teacher out, oh my God, I that never even crossed my mind in school. I did some outlandish shit, but like verbal disrespect was something I did not do.
Let me set up the situation, right?
Right.
Okay, I was in Jackson, Mississippi, and for some stupid reason, the city of Jackson decided to have all 5th and 6th graders go to one school. Everybody to go to this one school. It's called Powell Elementary for 5th and 6th graders, right? So you got like 4,000, and then they knocked out all the walls, dog. Open, this was this liberal bullshit, right? I'm going to class, so, you have to hang up your little jacket and so forth. So my mom and dad bought me this nice jacket, denim jacket. Back then, denim was the thing, right? All right, so I go and pick up the jacket. Okay, I see that the jacket is not mine. It's like 3 sizes bigger than mine. Then I go to the teacher, and I approach the teacher, and I say, "Hey, ma'am, this is not my jacket." And I did it all respectful and stuff. She said, "Nah, yeah, don't worry about it," right? Look at her. I'm like, I ain't say nothing to her. So when I turned around to go back and find my jacket, she had the nerve enough to grab me by my neck. And this was a black lady, right? She knew my parents. They was in the teachers union together, right? Man, I told her all kind of, like, woo, 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 right? Get your hands off me. Then, another teacher came, they escorted me to the office, right? Ain't nobody put their hands on me, right? Once I got to the office, I had to sit there about 3 hours. My mom show up. She's like, "What's going on?" So then they go into the back room. They have a discussion. I'm sitting out there in the lobby waiting, like, what happened the next year?
What?
They sent me to Catholic school.
That's where your ass needed to go. Now listen, for all that cussing at that woman. Listen, straight up, they should have sent your ass over there.
Put your hands on me now. Put your hands on me now.
I'm gonna tell y'all
Put your hands on me.
Y'all saying that the whoopers in the school, man, that's why America is the way it is now. Back when kids was getting their ass whooped and getting paddlers in school, all this shit wasn't going on as nearly as enough, man. Yeah, listen, man. We had teachers that had holes drilled in their paddles, man. I'm talking about holes drilled in what? Man, I had one coach, I remember it vividly. He had a Nike paddle. I'm talking about that motherfucker was all black and slim. Man, a Nike paddle. Man, I'm telling y'all, man, that shit wasn't going on in Arkansas. Your ass was going
I understand this, bro. The ass whoopings I did get, I deserved it. I deserve it. I'm not going to sit and lie. But you got to understand, man, I was an A student, right? Sitting up in class with these Dick and Jane people. I'm like, man, I'm 3 grades ahead of y'all. I'm like you. I'm reading books. I'm reading Shakespeare, Hemingway. I'm talking about I'm only 8 years old. So then I read all these books about adventure. Then on top of that, 10 of my cousins went to the Marine Corps doing Vietnam. They come back, no touching, no nothing. They show me pictures. So then I'm saying, well, shit, I want to go to the military. So then when my parents sent me to the little Catholic school, hey, man, I excelled. I was a straight A student because I didn't have to deal with riffraff. And that was the whole thing. Too much riffraff in the public schools. When they did the integration, hey, man, and I'm not gonna stereotype nobody, but we had problem kids coming to the school. Okay? And then on top of that, But the teachers nowadays, they are not certified. They're just hired. You get a major, your major could have been janitorial services, right? If you got a degree, you can be a teacher. That's not right. It takes a teacher to teach a child, not somebody who just needs a job. A school is not a babysitting service. And if you don't like the job that the teacher's doing, you can stay your ass home and homeschool your badass kids.
Man, listen, all right, man. Well, yeah,
Dorsey done said he done had his mad moment.
Dorsey though with old.
Diary of a mad black man.
Yeah, we finna get off here though, Dorsey, man. We gonna come back
you
later
gotta
on.
understand, man. Y'all better do something about your kids, because I go around with a pistol. and I'm shooting 12, 13, 14, whatever nigga come my way with that nonsense, he getting bust on real.
All right, Dorsey, man. I'll see you later on.
Run up on me if you want to. That go for the females too. Got something for your ass.
This is Dorsey Uncut, man. That's what we go. When Dorsey call in, we gonna call his segment of the show Dorsey Uncut, man. We gonna call Dorsey segment of the show Dorsey Uncut, chat. Let me see who was called in.
Yo.
What's going on, caller? What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm from Kentucky.
All right, man. How you feeling about Trump mobilizing D.C.?
Mobilizing D.C.? What do you mean by mobilizing D.C.?
Well, sending the National Guard to D.C.
The National Guard is not supposed to be deployed on U.S. citizens.
Okay, so you are against it?
I'm against, National Guard. Anytime a National Guard is deployed against U.S. citizens, yes, I'm against that.
Okay, so how do you feel about it? Like the stats that they brought up, D.C. being having the highest murder per capita among, the countries that they listed. I don't know if it's in the world, but they listed some third world countries, and we were more than double, triple almost the murder per capita rate.
When it comes to per capita deaths, the violence is the most in the red states. That's obvious. I think gun reform is probably where you should look to. Most violence is caused with guns, But I would like to say that last guest you had on,
go ahead.
Anybody with a degree could be a teacher. That is not true. You cannot just have a janitorial degree and get a teacher. That was just a lie.
Correct, but I think he was speaking to we had an episode the other day where some of the charter schools in some of these states weren't vetting their teachers. So I think that's what he's thinking. I'm not sure. I didn't think I know you can't just have.
And public schools have different regulations. Public schools are federal regulated. Charter schools are not.
Correct.
So,
I'm glad for you calling in.
School issue there.
I'm glad for you calling in, clearing that up. So you can't just have any degree and be a teacher. You do have to have education background.
And not only that, even if you go all 4 years of college and you don't pass that last step of certification, they'll just scrap you back to the beginning. Like, you just have to change careers at that point. If you fail the praxis, it's called a praxis. If you fail that 3 or 4 times and it's like $100 per test, then you're done. Like, you don't get to be a teacher at that point. Substitute teachers are different. Substitute teachers have different regulations, but an actual teacher that you call your teacher, that they go through way more rigorous certification.
Okay. So is that why you think that the education, like, because my state that I'm from, Arkansas, we're 48th out of 51 in the country. They asked me what I would do as governor. I said I would try in the first 3 years to get us into the top 35, top 32, and then the first 4 years. The next 4 years I would try to crack the top 20, top 25. But why do you think it's a lack of good teachers, or do you think it's the education system as a whole? What do you think is the cause?
It's probably a mix. Yeah, there's probably, let's say a handful of bad teachers, just like there's a handful of bad anything. You know what I'm saying? But, there's systematic problems. These teachers are in classrooms with 40, 30, more than 30 kids, which is not ideal, because then you can't have one-on-one instruction time.
A teacher can't focus on a kid's problems if they have 120 kids to focus on. They don't have the time to focus on every single student. They have to divide their time. So part of that is the problem, you know. You have classes where there's 30 kids, the teacher can't get it under control. You have a rowdy class, you can't get anything done. You can't teach anybody anything.
Okay, so you think smaller classrooms will help? I definitely
There's a lot of systematic reform that we could do that would help the teachers out.
Okay. Do you got any questions for me, caller?
Yeah. So you reported a fake story once about Vance Pierre being hired by Tim Walz. Did you regret? Did you take that down? I don't see it anymore.
I don't remember. I said Vance Pierre got hired by Tim Walz.
You had reported that. You saw it on Twitter and you reported it.
I don't remember that. I did a video on it, or was it a live stream?
It was a live. I can't find it.
Okay.
I would have told you which one it was if I knew, but I can't find it.
Yeah, no, I will most definitely go, fact checking and take it down if it's false. But what you say happened? Tim Walz hired who?
Tim Walz did not hire anybody. He reported it like he did. But Tim Walz, the Vance Pierre, the guy who killed the 2 Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota.
Oh yeah. That was the manifesto.
You reported a story that Tim Walz had hired that guy.
Right. I said allegedly, and I read the manifesto. I read the manifesto. That was the alleged manifesto that was going around. I know what you're talking about. Yes, and I did say this was alleged, and I did read the manifesto. I thought you meant like I just reported, like, hey, Tim Walz hired this guy. No, I had the manifesto pulled up. We all read it together.
But from what I saw, I didn't see that. I didn't see allegedly. But that's fine. You know what I'm saying?
No, I do it. I appreciate you though. No, I appreciate you though. But yeah, I remember exactly which one you're talking about now. It's something to do with the Minnesota shooter. I think that's the title.
Yeah, Vance Pierre was the guy who did it. And Tim Walz. I can't find the live anymore.
Because they said, because in the manifesto he was saying that it was like some black covert shit. He was saying like it was covert. He was hired covertly. And then also you were saying that he was part of Tim Walz's, not you, but the manifesto said he was part of basically on Tim Walz's staff. Was it his security staff? It was his security staff, right?
Who, Vance Pierre?
I believe they were saying it was his. He was on like Tim Walz's governor. When he was governor, he was on like his security staff. I think that's what you're talking about. Yeah, that was in the manifesto.
So,
I appreciate you though. All right, man.
Have a good one.
You as well. No, I appreciate him for sticking around on the channel and catching that live and, calling in. Y'all can do that, man. If y'all feel like, I got something wrong, I try to always say allegedly when I'm reporting stories like that because I came from the entertainment community, and that's what you got to do over there a lot. But, yeah, I remember the manifesto. Because the guy put it in the manifesto. And that was Minnesota news reporting. You said right fast, wrong person. I don't know what Stein got going in the chat. But yeah, chat, I'm going to go see if I can find that video and see exactly what was going on with the Tim Walz and that guy. I really don't have anything else, chat. I thought about doing a live stream. I might come back in like an hour and a half or something and stream something. We might watch something together. But yeah, double tap the screen on your way out. We still 20 subs away from the next sub goal. And we'll be back in a little bit, chat.